Apart from being an event of the state, SONA also somewhat became a fashion show for lawmakers and their spouses or family members attending with them. Live from the Batasan Complex red carpet is Marie Lozano. Marie, who have you seen arrive so far and what are they wearing?
Hi, Attorney Karen. The question is, who are you wearing? I don't have a monitor right now, but that's the question I'm asking everyone here. So who are you wearing today?
Asking me, Marie?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm asking you because
I'm
that's
actually,
the question I'm
so
asking
this is
everyone.
an Inabel
So
by
it's-
Mayumi, and I'm Ilocana, so I wanted something that
Oh.
has my Ilocano heritage.
Right, so that is something that I'm asking everyone, and it seems like the response is very meaningful for every single outfit that has passed through this red carpet. I'm actually wearing one that is from Dennis Luso. I think we interviewed him as well, and a lot of the actually outfits are worn by many of the top designers here in the Philippines. And right now it's really, really, really busy. Everyone's arriving all at the same time. Hi, say hi to the people here on the red carpet. There's Tim, and who else is there? Nicole is there. Senator Nancy is here now, and Aiko Melendez right there at the back. We're reporting live. Everyone is here. Hi, Aiko. Hello. So everyone is here, and I'm actually on a pedestal. I can't come close. Hey, Kate, come, Tim. So I can't really come up and interview people, but let's go and ask Tim here, who is wearing this. Tim, can you get up on stage with us? Okay. So we're now with Attorney Karen, and let's talk about your outfit.
Okay, hello. Hi,
Who are
Marie.
you wearing?
And I am wearing Puy Quiñones. Yeah, so it's just an oversized long barong. I wanted to keep it simple and afternoon chic so that I can sit down and really listen to what the president has to say.
Exactly. So this year, the theme is actually wearing something that, like symbolizes Filipino craftsmanship, Filipino materials and culture. How do you
Yes.
feel about that theme this year?
I love it that this administration has really championed that, and as you can see, the culture side has been really active, and Filipino designers and artisans have been really been on the go, and they're all like fully booked, making clothes for Filipinos, and people are wearing it with pride.
Yeah, I've heard some designers like Leyva made 100.
Wow, I know the numbers from the designers. I know Michael Leyva made 100. I know that Paul Cabral made, as of like a few weeks ago, there was 40, and Puy Quiñones 30. But the number would also increase because there are some last minute. Some last minute bookings. Maybe they got their invitation last minute, so they have to like make stuff for them overnight or
Yes.
whatever.
And did you prepare? Is this your first time to attend a SONA as well?
Yes, it is my first time, and but within, because we attend a lot of events, so within my closet I have ready red stuff ready for anything. If something were to if a Filipino occasion happens
Yeah.
tomorrow, even anywhere I'm ready to go with my Filipino artillery.
Yes, so championing Filipino design as always, Tim. Thank you so
Always
much.
championing Filipino designers. All of us should do that.
So what are you looking forward to in the SONA?
I'm looking forward to a progress report of what's going to happen for the country, so that it's nice, parang we're all prepared when we listen to what the president will map out for us, so we know how to channel our energies towards and our goals as a nation
Yes.
together.
Okay, thank you so much, Tim.
Thank
I'll see
you.
you later.
See you later.
Okay, so anyway, right now we're seeing more arrivals. They're actually on a queue. They're lining up to enter the hall right now because they will be closing at 3 p.m. So all the guests are actually arriving right now. And if you could just zoom in, you could see there's a line right now. Everyone is trying to have a moment. Every dress is they're trying to capture every single dress, but it's a little bit crowded. And this has so far been the busiest red carpet I've seen in the years that I've covered SONA. So now we're looking at more familiar faces. Attorney Karen, do you have any questions?
Well, Marie, I was curious to see some of the dresses there. Is there anyone that you can say that stands out for you?
Oh, I saw earlier. They're also stunning. I mean, everyone has really leveled up in terms of fashion. I feel like since they're championing Filipino design, everyone has really, leveled up in their designs. But I saw a constant best dressed, the wife of Senator Mark Villar's, M. Aglipay Villar. She looked really stunning in her Mark Bumgarner dress. So I'm gonna put her in my best dress list. And Senator Lauren Legarda, I did not get to ask her the Maria Clara she's wearing, but she looked absolutely beautiful. I think there was also a designer, it was Francis Liburan's design of a Tausug-inspired dress, and that was of House Representative Sharitan Tambut. So that's Usug Tausug. And that was also very beautiful for me. And also Senator Bong Revilla arrived with Lani Mercado, and she was wearing a Mindanaoan inspired dress, and it's the first time she's doing it. She said she wanted to be different, so she chose that design by Rahul Laurel. And Isabel Daza was wearing a Dennis Luso dress, and it was a modern terno in green. I thought also that was stunning, but more and more are arriving, and I'm seeing many more that I think are going to make it to my list this year.
Thank you so much, Marie. Marie also had an exclusive interview with internationally renowned fashion designer Mark Bumgarner. Let's watch this.
So let's talk about how big it is. You're dressing so many people this year.
Yeah, we're dressing quite a few. It's something me as a designer we look forward to every year. It's always exciting for us.
This year, what was the thing that stood out, and where did you get your inspiration?
Well, this year, quite a few of the pieces are kind of more experimental on my end. It's something that some of the details or things that we did on the clothes are things or techniques that we haven't tried before. There's actually quite a few pieces here that I'm really excited about because they were really, really tedious and required a lot of handwork. But we always strive to put something out there that's timeless, but at the same time it's always something contemporary and fit for the time, or you look 10 years later and it's still okay.
Yes.
I don't really go by trends as much as possible. That's just not who we are as a brand. Some pieces here are maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Some pieces are this year. It's just...
You can't tell.
You can tell? I mean, hopefully you can tell it's by the same person.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
But it looks really, really timeless.
Very early on in the process, we as much as possible try to go with what the client wants, but at the same time, sometimes what they want or the photo they show me is the same thing I've done, in the past, and their pegs are the same from my collection. So I, as much as possible, try to kind of veer a certain client away if someone's already doing something similar, whether it's color or the detail, or even sometimes the political colors are similar or the same. So there's also certain things we have to do to kind of manage that.
Yes.
There's so much more we could do, but it's also a fine line also because of what the event is. There's a fine line of it being too loud.
Yes.
My rule always, because of the butterfly sleeves or anything to do with a Filipiniano or terno, is it always has to be modest. I'm not the type who would do an overly showy or sexy outfit with that sleeve. It's just my preference, and as a brand also, I kind of live by that.
Your dress always makes it to the best dress. Is that something that you're just I hope I make it?
Maybe if you asked me that 5, 6 years ago, I would say I get excited for that. But for me, I don't really wait for that
Yeah, it doesn't
anymore.
yeah.
Because it's more like I kind of learn, especially because it is the SONA. It's not like it's, you know, a celebrity event or whatever. It's as long as I know I'm happy with what I delivered and the specific client is happy, I'm good now.
With me now in the studio is fashion enthusiast Ferdi Salvador. Good afternoon, Ferdi.
Good afternoon, Karen. It's great to be here in the studio with you.
I'm excited to get your thoughts on SONA fashion.
Yes, well, it is the Olympics of Philippine fashion and style. A lot of these people are showing us, of course, you know, political leaders, you know, leaders in industry, even the diplomatic corps, showing us the best of Filipino fashion creativity.
So I know that before you even came live here in the studio, you have been monitoring some of the clothes that are being worn now
Yes.
at the SONA. So what are your comments in terms of who stood out as being like really good, outstanding outfits, and also those that kind of are fashion fails?
Right. I wouldn't say fashion fails, but can be developed, and some of them do. One particular subject would be, of course, Senator Nancy Binay. She was bashed a few SONAs in the past, but she's developed her style, and she actually hit it on the best dress list last year. So I'm excited to see what she's wearing. We also spoke to a lot of our friends in the fashion industry who they're watching out for. But of course, the regular fashion hits, which should be Tutsi Angara, the wife of Senator Sunny Angara. We also have, of course, Heart Evangelista. We've got Emily Aglipa, as Marie mentioned a while ago. We've got a lot of ladies that are going to be on my best dress list. And of course, like Len Alonte, I just saw what she was wearing. Pretty cool.
Well, are there any common themes that you're noticing for this year's SONA?
A lot of white.
White.
I can see a lot of white even in the opening of the Senate this morning. A lot of them were wearing white, and of course, I expected a lot of them to be wearing also traditional garb, such as Senator Lauren Legarda. She always wears something traditional. I wouldn't say traditional, but something more representative of our indigenous brothers and sisters, especially in the South or even in the North, like you, wearing a bell.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is my heritage.
Yes.
So you mean like for Senator Lauren Legarda, for example, it's her signature outfit
Yes.
to have that, I always see the patterns that she wears. So it's something that's kind of her signature look.
Yes, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I saw her ensemble this morning, and I think she was wearing a malong. So that's a great representation of her brethren in Mindanao. And I love seeing that. Even if they're not part of the province or not come from there, Pinoy is Pinoy, and it's good to be, you know, really proud to be wearing these things.
What about fabrics? Is there anything that you find to be dominant in this year's SONA?
Yeah, aside from the men, obviously the men are going to be wearing a lot of piña. They're wearing a lot of natural fibers. But I see with the ladies, they're not wearing too much of that this year.
Okay.
A lot of embellishments, I would say.
Okay, so I'm curious to hear more about your thoughts, Ferdi.
Yes.
We already saw some of the outfits earlier at the Senate opening. But before we talk about that, Ferdi, let's take a quick rundown on last year's best dress list.
Okay, so there were some notable best dressed guests last year. Of course, Heart Evangelista wore modern terno by Ivar Aceron. She wore a jumpsuit. Second look, she wore a piece from Michael Leyva, which we're expecting this today as well. And Margot Nograles, one of my best dressed, wore Porquinones. And I believe she's also wearing Porquinones this year. Jaja Chombian Rama, the wife of District Representative Andrew Rama, wore a Filipiniana designed by Carrie Santiago. Audrey Tanzubiri wore a floral ensemble by Rajo Laurel. Milen Aquino Gonzalez and Vanya Romoff, another Cebuana. Len Alonte wore Michael Leyva, and I think today also she's going to be wearing him. And Tutsi Angara, she wore two Leslie Mobo pieces.
Great. Now let's talk about some of the outfits we saw earlier at the Senate opening.
Yes.
Senate President Chis Escudero and his wife, Heart Evangelista, arrived first, both wearing Michael Leyva pieces. Risa Ontiveros wore a barot saya by Joel Acebuche And Nancy Binay was in an Alpinia terno designed by Randy Ortiz, handloom woven by master artisans in Aklan. And Senator Grace Po donned a white terno by Paul Cabral. Senator Amy Marcos arrived in a Filipiniana-inspired Fernando Amorsolo's painting, Planting Rice. Okay, that's really unique. And still with today's SONA Fashion, Bilyonaryo News Channel also has an exclusive interview with fashion designer Dennis Luso to give us a preview of who he has dressed for this year's SONA.
I'm Dennis Luso. I'm a professional fashion designer. So I've been around for almost 25 years. Well, it's a yearly thing, and you know, the stress and the panic is still there. I'm making for one of the youngest congresswomen in the country, Aniela Tolentino. We're using a technique which I'm introducing for a show sometime in September. I'm making for Miss Gina de Venecia. She wants to wear it again. Odette Pomarin, the wife of Congressman Pomarin. It has to bring out her color and her figure. Always, I've been making for her, and I love her because she's, you know, she's young and youthful, and you know, she's cool. Monica Consing, the wife of the Maharlika Fund Chairman Joel Consing. Bel Daza also. For men, Congressman Plaza Bagusan. I study a lot. I mean, I look at the person. I ask about her preferences, if she has particular, let's say, color. We discuss materials. Making terno these days doesn't actually mean you're just confined to local fabrics like piña or Philippine cotton. So I give them a lot of choices. I think it's a good thing that there's a day in a year that, you know, we get to express our being Filipino in terms of clothes. After pandemic, I tend not to complain. I always look at, you know, the good side and just work. So it's, yeah, as I've said, it's the same stress and all, but I tend not to, you know, yeah, I tend not to complain. I'm thankful that there's this thing every year, and then it gives us designers to challenge ourselves and experiment with new things, and then, yeah, hopefully come up with something inspiring for the younger generation. Also at the same time making the clients happy. Yeah.
So Ferdi, you saw the designs that Dennis Luso prepared this year.
Yes.
Apart from Dennis, who were the other designers that you know of that created gowns for this year's SONA?
The super busy ones.
Yes,
I mean, they were working till 5 a.m. this morning. That would be obviously Mark Bumgarner, Ivar Luzquez-Ceron. I know Michael Leyva has done over 100 pieces.
Over 100, my
Yes,
goodness.
Carrie Santiago, of course, always representing the glamorous ladies of Cebu and the Visayan region, and some, of course, from Manila. So those are the people that are normally the ones that actually make the ensembles for the SONA. But there are a lot of representatives also, or political leaders coming from the Visayas and even Mindanao, wearing local designers, such as Congresswoman Vanessa Montado, who's wearing a Boholano talent. And she sent me a photo. I was like, wow, what an amazing ensemble. I think she's on the red carpet at the moment. But
I'm curious to hear, so for local designers, what usually makes them different? Like, for example, for a Bohol designer,
Yes.
what element did the designer
I-
use to stand out, or at least to show the Bohol heritage?
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily just the Bohol heritage because we've done that. We've done the materials, we've done the natural stuff, even people even put wood or even coconut chips. But what I think is outstanding about them is they can actually compete and be at the same platform as, renowned Manila fashion designers or even Cebuano fashion designers.
Ferdi, there's always a focus on the women.
Yes.
But what about the men, like the barongs?
Yes,
Like,
there's a lot of
Who
them.
makes the barongs and who makes all usually what types of barongs stand out?
To me, like for example, what I'm wearing is
Yeah, this
fully
is
calado, and this is by Dennis Luso, and that's what I look for. I look for craftsmanship instead of just let's just go wear a barong just because we need to wear a barong if it's a national event. I look for quality. I look for intricacies. I look for something modern as well. Like I know Congressman Toff de Venecia of Pangasinan is known to break, the normal barong fashion.
Yeah, I've seen his barongs. They would have like some unique embroidery or
Yes.
unique colors.
Yes, I saw this morning. I think he's wearing 2 designers today. I think for this afternoon session with the president doing his speech is he wore Ivar Serran with a banig inspired vest. But his earlier session, he wore, I forget who the designer is at the moment because there's so many of them, but he wore something that's painted also and on the back.
So who among the senators and congressmen do you think stand out or, just make an effort to stand out in terms of their barongs or their outfits?
I know, okay, I'm going to talk about the
I know
young
Sal
ones.
Panelo before. He would
But
always stand
he's
out.
a statement,
Like, yes, yeah.
he goes, with his own beat and he'll wear whatever.
colors,
his,
yeah.
colors or even design-wise. And he's a fit guy, so, the trim is really great on him. But rather, what do we talk about? The young people from the Senate or even in Congress. You've got the D cousins, Ian and Ino D. They always look good. Duke Frasco looks amazing in a barong. So they can pretty much wear anything and look good. Of course, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian looks pretty good. All of them look good in the barong. It's just, it's the style, it's the vibe they emulate.
How come for men they don't veer away from the white collar or they don't?
They do.
Okay.
I'm expecting, I believe Congressman, Pacman Party List Congressman Mikey Romero is wearing black today.
Oh.
If I'm
an
not
unusual
mistaken.
color, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe it's by Mark Bumgarner. Some of them, Senator Robin Padilla, he's known to wear something, not very traditional. Like he also has a statement. I believe last year he wore sort of a Mindanao-inspired barong. So that's fun to look at. I think, it's all about character and how you want to basically put yourself out there with the Fashion Olympics.
Well, Ferdi, you've been monitoring, watching the State of the Nation address in different administrations.
Yes.
Have you seen a change in the outfits and even, how far people would go in terms of having really beautiful dresses or
Yes.
designer dresses, considering that during President Duterte's time, his first year as a president, he already said, I don't want SONA to look like a fashion show. So
Yes.
people dressed down. I was serving in the government that time
Yes.
and I didn't really
I
make an
remember.
effort to wear like an expensive dress. But so have you seen some changes over
Yes,
the
I
years?
do. I have seen the changes. With respect to the former president, he did what he had to do. He didn't want the glam put back into SONA, but I'm glad that we've shifted back to the glam of SONA because it really does represent a lot of Philippine culture in my point of view. Like you, under that administration, everything is very business. You know what I mean? Short dresses. Let's do the butterfly sleeve crop top, and we're good to go. But at least now, designers, you don't only get a designer to make you an outfit. It's a whole ecosystem. You've got your hair and makeup artists. You've got your accessories artisans. You've got people creating embroidery. So there's a whole economic structure. 1,000%. And how many people are invited or must attend SONA? Over 1,000, more maybe 2,000, whatever it may be. But can you imagine the amount that generates for our artisans in the province or even in Metro Manila.
What happens to the dresses after the SONA?
I've got
I'm
a lot
so
of
curious,
friends.
yeah.
I've got a lot of friends that regularly attend. The wife of Congressman Jack Duavit, Margie Duavit, actually recycles her clothes. This year, she had a terno redone by Patrice Ramos, and it was just finished. And that's excellent. I know Senator Lauren Legarda also, repurposes some of her fabrics, which is cool. Senator Risa Ontiveros also does the same thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so it's great to hear that there's sustainability in
Yes.
fashion. Like
Yes.
there's rewearing, repurposing, because so much effort, like you said, by artisans. It's such a waste if it just gets used once.
Correct. Tutsi
But yeah.
Angara, the wife of now Education Secretary Sani Angara, repurposes. And she's proud of that.
That's great to hear. And now we were also able to speak with another distinguished Filipino fashion designer, Michael Leyva, who reportedly did over 100 designs for this year's SONA. Let's take a watch.
How can you make, let's say, 100 Filipiniana different from each other? SONA month is the toughest month for me as a designer. Aside from it being the busiest, I think, kasi we are doing so many congresswomen, senators, senatorial spouses. It's something na, alam mo yung parang for me as a designer, pinaka-pigaan ng utak. Actually, for this year's SONA, this is gonna be, for me, the most exciting SONA that I've gonna be doing. Kasi aside from medyo super dami ng gagawin namin, it's really more of, I am very excited because each design represents the one that is gonna be wearing it. I always wanted it to be classic still. Kailangan 20, 50 years after, maganda pa rin siya tingnan. So, ang goal ko as a designer na sana 20, 50 years from now, pag nakita nila yung damit na ginawa ko sa SONA, it's still beautiful, it's still timeless, it's still classy, it's still elegant. We are very lucky to have our First Lady of the country today, First Lady Luis Areleta Marcos. I've been doing her dresses also for some of her events, Filipinianas, for her in her state visit in all over the world. Actually, I'm really very grateful na every time may lalabas na best dress list, napapasama yung mga ginagawa natin, yung mga muses. Yes, nakaka-pressure, but at the end of the day, what more important is my clients are happy wearing their piece. If they are confident wearing a piece I made for them, wholeheartedly, ginawa ko yun ng buong puso, mas masayang mapakinggan na nagustuhan nila. And yes, grabe yung pressure, but kaya naman so far. Ang SONA for me ay isang napakalaking platform for us designers to showcase what and who the designers of the Philippines are and what are they capable of doing. For me, it's not about a fashion show. It's more of pagpapakita kung gaano kayaman ang kultura na meron tayo. It's more of giving tribute to the heritage, giving tribute to the rich culture and history we have here in the Philippines.
Thank you, Ferdi, for joining us in this SONA coverage. It was really wonderful to have you here.
It's my pleasure, and I'm sure we're going to see each other more often in this type of coverage.
Definitely. Thank you so much.